I do wonder what that is. Kind of looks, part of it that's drifting out looks kind of like the launch bay on Brittle Hollow, right? I mean, something was launching from it, which is just disappearing into the night sky. What is that? I don't know. Anyway, back to Brittle Hollow. We still have loose ends. We haven't actually checked out the launch pad and see where the shuttle takes us. I'm assuming it's meant to take us to the Quantum Moon, but from the sides of it, we need something on Giant Steep before we can even get there. But we haven't reached or found a way into the dome yet. And apparently we're missing something in the Hanging Sea. Not entirely sure. Oh, that's the moon. Where's... Wait, there it is. Don't crash back into the surface. Thank you. Oh god, we're gonna land right on their moon. Okay, calm down. Everyone calm down. Okay, well now we're going... Autopilot, take the wheel. Okay. So we want to land at this thing, because the entrance to the dome was through... Or at least one of the entrances was through here. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Can I land down there? Is that a bad idea? It's probably a bad idea. Ooh, don't tip. I'm just gonna risk it. Jesus Christ. Did not mean to do that. I wanted to translate that. Oh. It repairs itself, interesting. Crossroads. Right, should we summon back the ship? I don't really want to go in it because I don't think it's going to do anything for us, but we can have a look. We've not been in it yet, so... And then there's a path somewhere, not that one, that takes us... Apparently, this one here, I guess. To the observatory. Yeah, okay. Let's have a quick look at this. Cozy. I'm here. After watching it wander the skies for so long, I'm about to stand, for the first time, on the Quantum Moon. As expected, my shuttle has landed at the moon's south pole, and will make the remainder of my journey on foot. We don't know why the Quantum Moon always welcomes its visitors at the South Pole, just that this is true. As a child I considered such unknowns sinister. Now though I understand, they bear no ill will. The universe is, and we are. I am ready. I guess this is how I launch it. I'm worried about just being stranded out somewhere. Is that it there? How do I... Oh, that's... No, that's fucking... That's our planet. Okay, that takes us back. So what does this way do then? Nothing, seemingly. Okay. Cool. The thing's not there. Let's get to this observatory. This is kind of the thing we were here for originally, right? It's what we first found. Let's see if we can figure out which way we're going. No, we're gonna have to make a choice here. Left or right? I have no idea. Left? The question is, how do I do this without falling to my doom? Like that, I guess. Just hoping this is the right way. Good God! Well, that's the end of that. Piece of planet. It's very unclear on which way we go now. To there? It's got to be, right? Better get a move on before it all comes crumbling down. Do I want to go over there? Look at all this. Right, we're going left. Thank you. Fuck. Don't like this mode of transport. Oh, there's gravity stones there, huh? Please don't fall off them. God, they don't make this easy, do they? Okay, that's the way I would have come up, so this way? Jesus Christ. Okay, there's trees here, that's always good. Okay, this must be the place, but how would I go from here? Not exactly what I was going for, but... Can I get over there then? Jeez. I mean, this must be it, right? So, a pathway up there if we can get to it before it all comes crumbling down. Should have gone from over there, maybe. No, 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 no. Oh, come on. Okay, we'll try again. Play it safe. Don't try and be clever with it. Just feels like we're jumping further than we should be doing, but I guess we can go pretty far. And then up to that. Please, don't. We made it. Can we open this door? Though I guess that would be pointless because it would reset, would it not? What is all this? Ah! More of these. But do these... This is giant steep, right? Kanoid, Daz and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. No, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon component to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Calcifer convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How can something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here at Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Kanoi, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's Gravity Cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Which is the one that we saw but we didn't have the slab for. So this is the water planet of Giant's Deep. We've not been here yet, right? Assume I can't read that from there. There's a slab there, look. That looks like the school thing from this planet. What is the purpose of this, I wonder? And what is with this? Calcifer's construction yard has been using the cyclones of Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. An update. It's now clear there are two different types of cyclone. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones Calcifer typically uses to send components into orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. My gratitude, Spire. Kanoi is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. Also, I very much wanted to make a model. Okay. So that one's spinning clockwise. This one's spinning anti-clockwise. So if we want to go beneath the waves, which is a terrifying prospect, we want to jump into one of these. If we want to go into orbit, apparently, we want to hit one of these. Oh, there's stairs up here, I didn't see this. Looks like they want us to go to Giant's Deep next. The hell is this thing? So this is the Ash Twins. We better get done here what we can before we get plummeted into a black hole. What have we learned thus far in our search for the Eye of the Universe? Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the Eye is in orbit around this star system's sun. This would mean the Eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the Eye's signal to this star system, but we were unable to warp to the Eye itself. The locator we built on the Atl Rock and the more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the Eye's signal. Hypothesis. The eye has stopped emitting its signal. Suppose the eye doesn't wish to be found. Cassava. How can you suggest that? The eye signal called out to summon us to the star system. I'm aware. I grew up hearing the eye's story. Yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. Is it related to the quantum moon, maybe? Because that seems to be a big deal, right? So this is our planet. Oh, it's adding them to it. Interesting. This is Brittle Hollow, where we are now. Yeesh. Giant's Deep. Brittle Bramble, whatever the hell it's called. Dark Bramble? Where was that one? It's there. Stay up there, you. And this is the eye. This is freaking out and can't find it. To me, that's implying it's everywhere, but nowhere. Unable to determine orbit. No signal detected matching any criteria for the eye of the universe. So even with this, they couldn't find it, huh? What does it all mean? How should our methods change as we continue our search for the eye of the universe? We know what the eye looks like, thanks to the quantum moon. So what if we try to find the eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. We'd need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant's Deep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for launch. And it's moonless, except when the quantum moon is visiting. Yes, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep. As we couldn't find the eye's signal using two different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue this search method. Mallow's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Ramion Pi about the technology they're developing? So I'm guessing that the probe that they're talking about launching is the one that we see seemingly get launched each cycle, right? That has to be what that station is. We can see it's the cannon that's firing the probe, looking for the eye. So that's Giant's Deep down there, right? I think we need to head to Giant's Deep next, don't we? As much as I really don't want to. We've still got the Ash Twins to go to. Obviously, we have Dark Bramble to go to. That one is my least favourite by far. Then Giant's Deep, I think. Well, we've got some information about the cyclone, so I'm guessing that's what we needed from here. And now we know more about what that thing is that's launching each cycle. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. Like, what is going on there? What we know about that is they did something with the core of that planet. Or one of them. The Ash Twin. I don't know which is which, to be honest. Can we tell which is which? So Ember Twin and Ash Twin. I think they said it was Ash Twin. I mean, there is seemingly something sticking out of it. What it looks like is that, let's assume that this planet is made of ash, but it's all seemingly filtering into the Ember Twin? But why? Okay. Well, I feel like there might still be something we've missed in the Hanging City, but I don't think we have much time to get there now. I imagine our time's almost up. And I don't even know how we'd get out of this place. But I think we've done everything here we can. I guess we need to find this location. Okay, that's next on the list then. I think we're going to have to go to Giant's Deep. And then after Giant's Deep, depending on what we find there, I guess Ash Twins would be next. If only that was our rocket, huh? Our ship is a long way away. But we made it inside, that's good. I'm assuming we can't go back through that door in the next loop, though. Well, it's about to cave in on me now. Yeah, there it is, look. That must have been the cannon they were firing the probe from then. And what we need off this planet is something to relate to the quantum moon, right? And how we get there. Apparently. Do you see that? That was a piece of rock that just went back into Giant's Deep. Is that a launching piece of bloody terrain out of the planet? Sounds like a hostile place to be. But it seems we've got to go there, huh? I guess we're just kind of waiting to kill time now. Because our ship is so far away. I mean, I guess we could go in the black hole if we had time and teleport back. Though I don't know if that's any closer. Stop. Please stop. Wasting precious fuel. So activate this thing then. I don't know if making it spin one way or the other makes a difference. Okay, we can see when it's going to line up. The ship is still like 300 meters away. Assuming the floor is even intact over there. Have another look around here. I'm trying to remember where we first went down into this planet. Like, how did we get down there originally? We've been on the other side of that. I wonder if I could have put the Giant's Deep thing on there. I mean, I think it would show me the same thing, right? honestly don't remember how we first came down here. Like, how did we first enter the Hanging City? So we went to the dome first, right? That was the first thing we landed at, I think. And then he mentioned the other pole, which is here, so I would have come here. But then how did I get down from here? Yeesh. Did I read these? Feldspars spare jetpack fuel. Oh. It's annoying to scalp across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I checked in with my little scout. I do too use it, Hornfels, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said this piece of Brettle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows? If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you've got bigger problems. Oh, I thought that was always just fuel. Oxygen, sorry. Yeah, Hanging City's down there, but we can't take that way. Just don't remember how I got down there originally. But I think for now we're kind of done with the with this planet. I think we can move on. I think next cycle we're going to head to Giant's Deep. As much as I don't really want to. Because the ocean is scary and it's a planet made of ocean. A very violent one, apparently. I'm guessing our time's almost up. Whoa! Didn't think I'd get propelled this far. Ow! Well, since we're here, I guess. Can't quite get out. There's the dome. Oh, that's just how we got in. It was via this, wasn't it? I forgot about the escape pod. Oh yeah, we went down this, didn't we? I mean, we don't really have time to be exploring it now, but... The computer was saying we were missing something here, but I don't know if that was just the entrance to the dome, which we've now kind of found. Though we haven't found the entrance to the dome via this way, which apparently you can do. I think we read all this, didn't we? Just don't remember what we didn't do here. So yeah, I guess we could come back for something in here then. But I just don't know what it is that we missed. It's hard to remember what we've read, what we haven't. Yeah, we saw this. Oh, ship log update. Maybe we didn't then. I can't understand. Why did the vessel crash in that place? We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. Suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3. Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, Anona and I checked before the warp. The warp core and navigation systems were both well. Oh! Well, it's a good job we read that when we did then, because we just got pulled in. Okay, that might have been the last thing we were missing then. Sounds like time's up, huh? Well, let's go get front row seats, and then I guess we're off to Giant's Deep. There still is the forge we've not done anything with. I just don't know how we reached there. Okay, Giant's Deep. Let's go. Oh, before we do that, let's check in on the computer, see what we've updated. Okay, this is the one we were kind of trying to do first, right? The new, more sensitive locator the Nomai built in this observatory was unable to detect any trace of the eye's signal. Based on their knowledge of the quantum moon, the Nomai believed the eye was in a distant orbit around the sun. The Nomai decided to stop searching for the eye's signal and instead look for it visually by sending out a deep space probe. There were concerns that the probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. Most cyclones on Giant Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones that the Nomai use to send components into orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins in the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the water and below the current. The Nomai decided to construct a probe cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep, which we could go to, I guess. Maybe before the planet. There was more things to update ourselves on there, wasn't there, really? Let me just look at them as well. So we got this stuff as well. The Nomai on Little Hollow observed a phantom moon that would sometimes appear in the sky. A Nomai named Solemn landed a shuttle on the quantum moon. Churt's research notes mentioned a quantum moon that no Earthen has ever been able to land on. The Nomai named Solomon landed on her shuttle on the quantum moon's south pole and prepared to make the rest of the journey on foot. Visitors to the quantum moon always arrived at the south pole, for reasons unknown to the Nomai. But we don't know how to do that yet, right? The Nomai warped to this solar system in a spaceship called the Vessel. They were attempting to follow a signal from the eye of the universe. The vessel's warp core broke when the ship crashed into Dark Bramble. Okay, that's everything then. Let's go! And now we play the game of find the planet we want. Done with Brittle Hollow for now. There it is. Should we go to the space station first? See what we can do there? There's that phantom moon, look. That's going around the other side, huh? Can I lock onto this? I can. Let's match velocity. So this is the thing we keep seeing launching something. At the beginning of each cycle. Let's get closer. Okay, there's a way in there, the bomb, look. It's taking some damage, whatever it is. I'm guessing we can land on that. If the thing wants to play ball. Oh, we're going straight in. Oh. Oh, this is pulling us out. Oh, there we go, I pushed past it. Let's head on in then. These symbols that we saw in Brittle Hollow, huh? Launch module. Okay, they mean different things here. Control module. Well, those are our... Oh no, there's a third option here. Probe tracking module. I mean, sure, let's go with probe tracking. Oh. Well, I don't think we're tracking anything there. It seems to have gone. Then let's go with launch module. There's an open window we could fly through. It seems to be blocked from this side, huh? Okay. We'll come back to that. I guess that leaves this one, does it? Which is... control. This isn't the way I came in, right? No, but there's oxygen in here. The only functioning parts, by the looks of it. I have bad news, Abrams. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. I wish I were, my friend, but no, they aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Adia may feel responsible. So it wasn't functional in the end? I mean, we saw something launch, right? This is Giant's Deep again. Same place. Ah, this is the room that's damaged. So we want to go back to the ship and then come round from there. Okay, there's a slab in here. Or two. Whoops. Didn't mean to jump that high. Low gravity, I guess. What's this? Whoa! Okay, put me on the roof. And I can do this. Oh, it's another one of these. So this is the Ash Twin, right? And then this is the cannon that we're in currently? So how does Ash Twin, or the twins in general, relate? Are they powering it? Cannon aligned with randomly selected probe trajectory. Gravity field activated. 6 minutes, 40 seconds ago. Request to launch probe received from Ash Twin project. 6 minutes ago. Was that when the cycle started? Because we see something launch. 6 minutes, 41 seconds ago. Request to launch probe received from Ash Twin project. So they sent a signal to launch the probe. Interesting. No, come back. Where are you going? Hold on. Do them in order, thank you. Okay, this is it getting damaged. Warning, orbital probe cannon structure compromised during launch. Damage to multiple modules detected. Probe tracking module is receiving data from probe. Begin launch log. Orbital probe cannon. Launch request received. Probe launch successful. What order do you read these in? Do you go up to the top or down to the bottom? Ship log updated. Okay, last one. This is in its current state, I guess. Orbital probe cannon damage report. Severe structural stress detected. Assessing damage to modules. Control module intact. No structural damage. Launch module. Viewport window fractured. Module exposed to vacuum of space. Probe tracking module missing. So the thing to even track it is just gone. I wonder if it's on the planet. Got pulled down there, maybe? Can we see... I mean, maybe it's just floating around out there, but... Because that's where we landed, right? Went in there. Whichever one there's... Which one are we in, I wonder? Let's get a view here. So that's that one. So looking at it from the back. Whoop, no, don't switch me around. Thank you. Trying to do some science here. But I am also upside down, so I don't fucking know. So is this the one, is this the probe tracking one? It must be, right? Because those two are still there. But one's broke. One's missing. And where are the other one? So this must be the one that we're missing then. Okay. With that then, let's see if we can head out and get into the other... into the collapsed one. Which I put a probe in, so that probe can show me where it is. Assuming I can get out of this without keep getting pulled into my ship. What are you doing? Okay, maybe we just kind of fly to it. Oh, careful, careful. Can I land on this? Sure. Can we just match velocity and then not move? There we go. Good enough. Thank you, Scout, for showing me the way in. So this is all damaged beyond repair, huh? This is the room I was just in. Okay, that doesn't really help me. Marlow, my better 50%. Cassifer is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. The thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature, my love. Cassifer tells me and his construction yard crew have determined a power setting we are not, under any circumstances, to go above. I see. And am I right to think that, consequently, we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do. Given the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can, and as far as it can. I'll make some adjustments. Did they use a little too much power? Imagine Privet, the probe tracking module, will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I'm honoured and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not, my nervous friend, we only need to fire the probe once anyway, so who minds if it compromises the orbital probe cannon's structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow. I would mind because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the probe tracking module is destroyed. Which it was. But weirdly this happens at the very beginning of our cycle. Which you would think this all happened a long time ago. Right, is that everything in here? Nothing on this side now. I don't see anything else. But I want to be thorough. I don't want to have to come back. Okay. See if we can get back in our ship. Did we get some updates with that? Sure did. The broken remains of a Nomai space station in orbit around Giant's Deep. There are 3 access ways branching off from the central hub area. The orbital probe cannon was created to find the precise location of the eye of the universe. The Nomai pushed the orbital probe cannon above its maximum power setting to create the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. The control module recently received a request from the Ash Twin project to launch the probe. The cannon was aligned with a randomly selected probe trajectory. The probe was successfully launched, but the cannon's structural integrity was compromised in the process. Damages detected in multiple modules. The launch module is badly damaged, but its projection pool is still intact. A Nomai named Mallow argued that it wouldn't matter if the cannon's structural integrity was compromised, since they only need to fire the cat probe once. The Nomai named Privet countered that they wouldn't be capable of receiving the probe's data if the probe tracking module was destroyed. One of the orbital probe cannon's 3 modules, the probe tracking module, is receiving data from the launch probe. Any Nomai aboard the probe tracking module would be the first to see the coordinates of the eye of the universe. A Nomai computer reports the probe's tracking modules as missing. The Nomai built the orbital probe cannon at the construction yard on Giant's Deep, which I guess is our next destination, with whatever time we have left after that. But I think for the most part that is it, unless we can find the missing module, which I don't think is likely. My guess would be that it got pulled into this planet. But the question is, if it's just received... Oh, is this a landing pad in here? Oh, this is where the probe was, right? The question is, what triggered the launch? If it only happened like 10 minutes ago. Was it one of our people on the Ash Twins? But didn't they seal away the core of the Ash Twins? Which I'm guessing is where it came from. I don't think there's anything down here, is there? But I just figured I'd have a quick look. Okay, well that's this place explored then. I think we're done here. If I can get back out. There we go. The only remaining mystery here is where is the other piece? Ooh. Well, here we are. We made it. Let's try and land on some sort of land somewhere. Okay, there's a teleporter there. I do wonder how we even connect to any of these. Like, how do we get to them? Watch out for the huge cyclones that are probably going to launch us. Look at this planet. It's covered in them. Okay, there's this place. Sure, let's just land here. Don't know how long we have until we get shot up into the air by a bloody cyclone. Because we've seen it throwing up pieces of land. Is this the place that we kept seeing? Uh-oh. We're in space. How does any of this survive? Are we going to land eventually? This is like a safety capsule we can sit in. I don't like any of this. This is it. We've finished building the final orbital probe cannon module and already descended into orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. Our next step will be to send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon to install the probe tracking system. To all my friends here at the construction yard, my gratitude for all your tireless work. I had given up hope, but I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed where many other attempts have not. I know my brother, Havens, and his spouse will want to launch the probe with as much power as possible. I'm worried the cannon would break under the strain. I propose we give Havens and Mallow a slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum possible to create room for their enthusiasm. Okay, so they did do that. Are you going gelatinous on us, my lord? I'm delighted by your words, but they're atypical for you. If I'm ever half as gooey as Mallow and Havens behave together, Daz, you may launch me from the orbital probe cannon. Okay. So this is where they built it, I guess? Or built the components, at least. Oh god, I don't want to walk out there. I didn't ask to be put on there, thank you. No, stop it. Where's our friend? On the other side of the planet, maybe? I guess we've got to look over there, though, and see what's over there. Are we safe to do so? We seem to be moving a whole lot. Also, that's destroyed. Ugh. Another cyclone decides to turn up, I'm going to be upset. Can we walk under it underwater, or will we get pulled off? Probably. I have bad news, Havens. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassandra. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on a definite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Adia may feel responsible. So it seems that they never launched this thing. So did one of my people launch it? Whoever's on Ash Twin? Or the twins? 17 minutes 39 seconds ago, long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital probe cannon. So it only launched 17 minutes ago. These are the different bays. Cool. Hey look, there's our scout. We can see where the cannon is. I'm kind of worried about there being another cyclone as I walk over there. Do I risk it? Brittle Hollow. I wonder if I can put this in the space station near that black hole. Because there's still that wall that we can't read in the Tower of Knowledge in Brittle Hollow. Oh boy, that sounds bad. So I'm curious if we could put it in there. Okay, we're getting something here. Kanoid, Daz and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Kanoid, you should have seen it. We had thought it was impossible for any cannon component to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Calcifer convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself, using other cannon parts. But we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of the Giant's Deep here on Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Kind of the other side of what we've seen in the observatory, right? And I am unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's Gravity Cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Kind of tells us how to get there then. Can we put this in here? Okay, yeah, this is the observatory that we were in. Yeah, I don't know if we put this into the station near the black hole, if we would get anything out of that. Well, it's not near the black hole, it's in the Tower of Knowledge, right, or whatever it's called, which gets pulled in through the black hole. Is there a cyclone coming? Certainly sounds like it. Is that ship okay? Yeah, it's still there. I think time's about up. Whoa! I think I pulled out of that a little too early. Okay, where are we going next cycle then, I guess? We found the construction yard. There is this island. We're also looking for a cyclone that spins the opposite way. Because apparently we want to go down. I don't really want to, but... Is this a bit of brittle dark bramble again? Interesting. How big is that tornado? It's half the planet. Okay, that's where we just were. So there's this one as well with the teleporter on. Guess we'll find out next time.